Everyone, this is Duvid Chaim, a gratefully recovering sexaholic. We are continuing our Motivational Monday series on the art and science of change. The reason I am dedicating time to learn and to share with the Chevra lessons by the world's leading motivational teachers is that in my own story, I experienced so much frustration, not only in the beginning, but also throughout my recovery, and even up to today, with why I could get all fired up to change and then see my enthusiasm and my drive dissipate. I saw so many highs and so many lows in my journey, with long periods of sobriety, and then boom, another fall. There were times I was so close to just giving up on the 12-step program and resigning myself to just living out the rest of my life as an addict. But somehow, and certainly with the grace of God, I decided to invest time and resources into learning more about the tools of motivation. And I am now fortunately able to enjoy a life of real sobriety and recovery. Plus, the biggest bonus about learning these techniques is that it benefits me in all areas of my life. Not just as a sexaholic, but also as a husband, a father, a provider, in social circles, and in learning, and so much more. So, please allow me to share with you the best techniques and research available today in the art and science of motivation. If I can just save one of you one more hour of agony and frustration that comes from the fall that I didn't want, then I will consider all this effort worthwhile. Let's all remind ourselves that we have learned from the 12-step program that there is a fundamental principle of cause and effect behind our acting out. This is based on the vicious cycle that leads to the pain that causes us to turn to our drug of choice. And therefore, if we can learn to lower the amount of pain we experience in life, then we can reduce or eliminate our need to act out. From my research, I have found that the answer to real and long-term recovery lies in a man's motivation to change and his ability to shift his perspective to find his life more enjoyable and rewarding. And the key to change is to ignite in him the willingness to take the actual steps to change. Remember, recovery is not a spectator sport. You just can't sit in the bleachers. You got to spend time working out and be on the field to win. In our last session, we discussed how to make change stick. And we learned 5 steps to start right now to make change stick. These steps taught us that we need to begin each day with a simple exercise, and I suggest you continue it, as I do, writing down on a piece of paper and asking ourselves, what do I want to change today and why? If you notice, we don't ask how, we ask why. That's because the most important element in achieving real change is the why I should change. That's where we find the motivation to change, and that's what helps keep it to stick. Today, in this session, we'll be talking about struggle and how a high-performance individual performs with the inevitable struggles we all face. What I'm sharing with you is based on years of research and will show us how to improve our relationship with struggle, which will keep from falling into the trap of acting out. The researchers noticed that a high performer is just like everyone else in many respects. They come from all types of backgrounds, they have average level intelligence, and they also experience a great deal of challenge in life, like all of us. The only difference noted about what all high performers have in common is that when faced with struggle, they tend to make the commitment to a better life through change, or when experiencing a challenge or even a setback, they find the motivation to bounce back. So what's their secret? What can we all learn that will make change not only possible for us, but also will stick through the good times and the struggles we face? So, if you got your pen and paper ready, here are the 6 rules how to honor the struggle in your life and reach high performance. Number 1, always try to approach learning and life with a positive attitude. Well, of course, this may not always be so easy in the midst of a struggle. So let's take the advice of high-performance trainers who ask us to take the time to think back. Now think back to a recent difficult time and write down everything about that struggle you experienced and how over a period of time you were able to overcome it and perhaps even benefit from it. In my own story, for example, as most of you know, this past January, I woke up in the middle of the night with excruciating pain in my right hand and wrist. I basically lost all use of my dominant hand, and nothing the doctors did could take away the pain. Baruch Hashem, it took about 2 months before I was able to find a hand specialist who told me, to my surprise, I had gout. And the solution was to go off of sugar, which I did. And even though it took about 4 more months to fully recover, I also lost 10 pounds. And my cholesterol improved too. And today I feel so much healthier and energized. And now I can count my blessings that I went through this terrible experience. So guess what? Going forward, I can face new struggles and will have this episode to remind me the importance of facing life with a positive attitude. So, please take time yourself today to work this step and record your own experience when facing and overcoming a struggle to help shape your own positive mental attitude about challenges. Number 2, perhaps you've been experiencing struggle and you choose to either just give up or run away, like most of us. Maybe you're too scared to face the struggle, decided it's easier job just to resign yourself to a life that's full of difficulties. Perhaps with your wife, or your job, or other struggles, you've decided that you won't even try to put in the time and energy to change yourself or your frustrating situation. There's a famous high performer who said that the most important part of growth is becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable. So why don't you write down this mantra, please, and save it for the future when you see yourself sliding into paralysis. Number 3, you got to trust the process of learning and growth, and to accept that gains may not always be immediate. Please listen carefully to this chiddush. You have spent your whole life getting to this place where you are right now. Did you realize that you are the sum total of all your experiences up to this point in time, and that you are the best of who you are at this current moment, even though you may not like it? Think about it. And maybe you'll be able to use this awakening to summon the courage and commitment to be willing to change. Number 4, the good news is that we are also the captain of our life's vessel, and that we can make the changes necessary right now, today, to arrive at a different destination in our life. Number 5, so let's take time to write down on a piece of paper a list of your very own goals. Where do you want to go? What is that destination? Maybe you want to feel differently about life, with more joy and more confidence. So you can make the decision right now that you're going to live now and grow into your full potential. And finally, we can tell ourselves that even though I cannot manage the outcomes, I can tell myself that I have the willingness to put in the extra effort and set aside time to talk to Hashem or to your sponsor or to your coach and ask for support in your journey to overcome the struggles and grow towards your personal fulfillment. I promise you that if you put in these 6 rules, how to honor struggle in your life, then you will join the ranks of the high performers, and you will find yourself, and the people you love will also find you to be the best you've ever been in your life. So thanks for joining me today on this Motivational Monday, and remember, it works if you work it, and you're worth it.